Would you say that this was the backwater of the empire? That's why it was not as well developed.
It was the frontier. It was the outer frontier. This was where the empire, empires in those days did not have boundaries the way nation states in our time.
Right.
Right. So authority sort of faded out into a gray area, and then somewhere on the other side of the gray area would begin an indeterminate location, the authority of somebody else.
And that's what Pakistan was.
That's what Pakistan was, the territory we call Pakistan. The authority of the British Empire began to dilute further and further, the further west you went from the Indus River. And even as you approached the Indus River, you were approaching the wilds for a significant amount of the time. A large part of what we today call Punjab was not even populated at that time. And there are people alive today whose living memory they can tell you about how areas like southern Punjab were actually cleared of shrubbery and then water canals were built, and how it came to be an irrigated zone.
So this was sort of the Wild West.
This was sort of the Wild West.
And in that Wild West, power had not played a role up until 47.
Except for the garrisons.
Except for the garrisons.
The garrisons, the port, wherever there was a need to station a population, whether a military population, a mercantile population or something.
So the military was the recipient of that power in most places, and therefore they were probably the most conscious of that because they had the most number of garrisons and cants and so on.
Probably, you could say that.
So now, 52, we had Sui, the discovery. 58, we had the Indus Water Treaty.
Yeah.
Now, suddenly with these two anchor events, 60s became a time when there was a
big burst of investment in industry, in imports of machinery, in clearing of land for agricultural purposes, in the creation of a state apparatus to manage all of this, an agrarian pricing regime. This was not a simple thing. The first another series of gas discoveries that led to the creation of Pakistan's first fertilizer plant that today we call Engro in Daharki. That discovery was made in the early 60s. The first laying down of a transmission grid and the first creation of distribution companies, and a telecommunication system over here. All of that was coming into being in that time.